No, the Debonair was won by Caledonian Boy in a thriller from True Version. The first, the Corrigan Hurdle, and With a Vengeance was favourite.
With a Vengeance came to the last jump, put it a nice leap that time. 4 or 5 lengths in front of Fair Creature, and then a break of 4 lengths, D'Angelo and Whippet. But With a Vengeance is holding them safely at bays. He went past the 100, 4 in front of Fair Creature, and With a Vengeance has gone on to win. With a Vengeance by 2.5 Fair Creature, about 6 lengths away, third D'Angelo, and then Whippet.
A good ride by Nick Harnett to get the favourite With a Vengeance home in the hurdle. Roman Laurel was 10-9 in race 2.
Light down the outside as bells are calling. It's Inertia in front. Roman Laurel starting to stretch out now. He saw the clear and he's raced up to go to the lead now, Roman Laurel, and starts to come away. Roman Laurel scores by 1.5 lengths Inertia. 3 lengths away, third is Bravura. They're followed by...
That was his first win. He was overdue to break through and did the job well at 10-9. Stop Snoozing was sent out 2s in the third but was gone at the turn.
By Palooka. Palooka's taken the lead now from Reject and about 4 lengths away, Bryson and Perlick. It's Palooka about a half length in front and starting to come away. And Palooka's gone on to win by 3/4 of a length to Reject. About 4 or 5 lengths away, third is Bryson just in front of...
Palooka outstayed them to score at 3-1 from Reject at 5s and Bryson at 8-1. Sabre Tayeb was popular way in the welter.
Of the 200, out 2 or 3 lengths in front of Calenza, then Don Vernon Never Late, followed by Sabre Tayeb, but Todd Wilkes still in front. In fact, he's holding them safely at bays. He went past 100, Todd Wilkes, well clear of Calenza, and Todd Wilkes leads all the way for a 3-length win. Calenza second, Sabre Tayeb got out to third, and then...
Specialist at the track, and he won again, Todd Wilkes, beating Calenza and Sabre Tayeb. Now the feature, the Debonair.
To go, and Caledonian Boy getting to Raj, put True Versions into the clear. Gauchi gives him full bore. He's out after Caledonian Boy and then Baptized, followed by Barristan. Caledonian Boy and Nick in front. True Version trying to reach him. Caledonian Boy hanging on. True Version coming at him in the last few strides. Head and head, nothing between them. Caledonian Boy might have won at a nose to True Version. 3 or 4 lengths to Baptized third. Then...
What a great finish, and Caledonian Boy got the prize by half a head, a courageous win and a top ride by Pat Highland. Rory's Twig, favourite race 6.
Lead from the stablemate Garland of Roses, then Orchids and Gold Vintage. Rory's Twig about a half in front, hanging on to the lead now from Garland of Roses, and Rory's Twig drew clear to win by 3/4 Garland of Roses. Third either Gold Vintage or Orchids, who hit it.
So a Cotton Hayes Quinella with Rory's Twig a bit too strong, starting favourite at 11-8. And now a terrific finish from Carlisle Ben in the 7th.
And keepers 3/4 in front of Lord of Camelot, trying hard to reach it. Bullion Broker into the clear, and here comes Globetrotter and Carlisle Ben with a big run on the outside. Carlisle Ben has sprinted up on the outside very deep and has taken the lead. Carlisle Ben wins 3/4 Globetrotter. Bullion Broker ran third, fourth Lord of Camelot.
So a brilliant first up win by Carlisle Ben, and good to see Robert Heffernan straight into the winner's circle after an overseas stint. The favourite in the last was Bon Poupée.
Galway Gale getting to it with Vesterberg barging between them. Bon Poupée in front. Vesterberg's got clear now. Put ahead in front from Bon Poupée. Big run this. Vesterberg's gone home too well to win from Bon Poupée. And third Galway Gale from Bay of Stirling.
Missed the start slightly, Vesterberg, and still got up to score, barging through a pocket there. A very strong win, starting at 12-1 over the favourite Bon Poupée and Galway Gale. Today's quadrella for the numbers 1, 2, 2, 3, $209.40. The daily double for 2 and 3, $22.70. Extra for the 2 top weights, $3.75. The Apollo Stakes at Randwick saw the return of a number of top-class gallopers, and the Caulfield Guineas winner, Drawn, was sent out favourite.
And Heat of the Moment down the outsides, coming with a well-timed burst. Feeling Fit now taken on by Drawn, with Heat of the Moment joining smartly. Drawn hit the lead. Heat of the Moment coming out after Drawn. The rider pulls the whip on Drawn. Heat of the Moment closing in. Drawn may have just held Heat of the Moment. Rising Prince third, then Feeling Fit followed.
And Drawn just got home there in the big one in Sydney, defeating Heat of the Moment, which might have been a little bit unlucky at 7s, and Rising Prince was third at 7-2. So we can check the daily double in Sydney today, and it paid for the numbers of 9 and 8, $3.15. The extra 4 and 2 paid $17 even. The Adelaide double for 10 and 12, $56.70. Extra 8 and 7, $51.30. And at Moe, the quadrella, $1,931.30 for 9, 6, 5 and 9. The daily double 10 and 5, $12.65, and the extra 6 and 10, $100.80. Well, despite a fractured right ring finger, Australia's wicketkeeper Wayne Phillips says he still expects to play in the finals of the International One-Day Series.
With just 12 overs to go in last night's World Series Cup match against India in Melbourne, Phillips broke his finger after attempting a save off paceman Dave Gilbert. Ironically, it was the same finger that was pinned last year. However, when Wayne Phillips arrived back in Adelaide this morning, he was still hoping to play in the finals.
Yeah, very much. Yeah. It's not as bad as it seems, but I just like to let it settle down a little bit and then see what happens from there.
Phillips might be confident of playing next week, but he also realises he hasn't much time to recover. So when does he expect to resume training?
I really can't say yet, mate. It's as I said, I'll be guided by what the specialist says, and then as far as what he recommends, I'll pretty well stick to that. I think I tried to rush back last year and it wasn't all that successful, so I'd like to leave it a bit this time and see what happens.
Tomorrow, New Zealand plays India in Launceston to decide who meets Australia in the first of the finals on February 5th in Sydney.
Queensland is heading for an outright victory over Tasmania who were forced to follow on at the Shield match at the Gabba today. Resuming at 7 for 301 today, Queensland was all out for 365, with Kepler Wessels the top scorer. Tasmania's innings never really got going, and they were bundled out for 194, Glenn Trimble taking 5 for 50. At stumps, Tasmania was 1 for 4 in its second innings. Well, that's the day in sport. Peter now with the weather, and what about those thunderstorms, Pete? They're moving in?
They'll be here eventually, Greg. Thanks very much. Well, it was a fine day over almost all of Victoria today. The only rain reported was in the far west of the state, but it wasn't heavy enough to register in the gauges. Not a lot of sunshine, though, with increasing cloud in the western and central districts. Now, around Australia today, fine in all the capitals apart from Hobart with just 0.2 of a millimetre. Pleasant summer temperatures in all the major centres, especially hot in the interior. Tomorrow, fine in Adelaide, Perth and Brisbane, mostly fine in Melbourne, but not quite so fine elsewhere. Perth, the hottest of the capitals, with 34 degrees, Hobart only 18 degrees. Maximum temperatures in our viewing area were mainly between 30 and 35 degrees inland and between 22 and 27 degrees on the coast and in the far west. The warmest place in the state today was Mildura with 39 degrees. The lowest maximum of 17 degrees was recorded at Mount Hotham. Melbourne's temperature ranged from 14.6 degrees at 7:05 this morning to 33.7 degrees at 25 to 3 this afternoon. Now, in today's satellite photo, tropical cyclone Winifred is located about 40 kilometres east of Cairns. The cloud over Tasmania and western Victoria is associated with a cold front. On today's chart, two cold fronts are rapidly crossing waters south of Adelaide, heading straight for us. Now, as this frontal area continues to move east, a cooler southwest change is expected to have moved into eastern Victoria by morning. In southern New South Wales, a cooler south to southwesterly air change with isolated showers and thunderstorms extending from the west overnight, becoming fine following the change. Fire danger will be high to very high, and Albury's top temperature tomorrow 30 degrees. Victoria, a gusty southwest change becoming general overnight with isolated showers in southern and mountain districts. South to southwest wind, fresh to strong off Gippsland. Moderate to rough sea in the east. Fire danger generally high to very high in the north and west. In our regional centres, cool to mild in the south, grading to warm in the north. A strong wind warning is current for Victorian coastal waters east of Wilson's Promontory. On the bays, northeasterly wind at 10 to 15 knots, shifting southerly at 10 to 15 knots overnight and freshening to 15 to 20 knots tomorrow. Slight to choppy sea rising to rather rough. In Melbourne, a few showers clearing tomorrow, a cool south to southwest wind developing tonight and becoming moderate to fresh tomorrow. After an overnight low of 14 degrees, tomorrow's top 21. Now the extended outlooks for Monday, fine and mild to warm. Tuesday, warm with a shower or two developing, and Wednesday, mild with a few showers. Now, another look at tonight's main news. South African President P.W. Botha has told Parliament he'll scrap the pass laws which curb the movement of blacks to cities and introduce a new strategy of urbanisation. He also said he'd release from jail Nelson Mandela in exchange for the freedom of Soviet dissidents. President Reagan today led his nation in mourning the 7 astronauts killed in this week's explosion of the space shuttle and pledged to honour their memory by forging ahead with programs such as manned space stations. And the Pope has begun a 10-day pastoral visit to India. It's the Pontiff's first extended stay in an overwhelmingly non-Christian country with only 12 million Roman Catholics among India's 750 million people. And that's the news to now, so until I see you again tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, it's good night.